Aloha kākou, it's DJ Kano. We're playing Division 2, and I'm actually testing out a build. I have not been able to throw any kind of a new sort of build together in a long time, but this is thanks to somebody that had commented on one of my older build videos. Logan, thank you so much for reaching out. And he was looking for something to help out with Black Tusk. So something that would be helping with solo Black Tusk content. I think that there was some jammer posts involved in some of the stuff that he's been working on before, but I wanted to dive in, take a look at some of the things that I had, and work with it and see if I can help him out. So we're in a Black Tusk mission, we're on Heroic, and we're going to see how this build feels. I'll show you what the build looks like after we get through a couple of sections, all right? Let's go.
Sending the UAVs.
So we got Dog, here we go, Jamma Jamma. Ooh, he hit me hard. All right, I gotta get back. I didn't think it was a sniper dog. Look at that nice damage I got off of him, though. 2 seconds. Then I can post again. Let's pulse again. I might have shot the dog once, maybe twice, but look at that. Look at that damage that's coming off the dog with the jammer pulse. It's not bad, considering I'm wearing a pretty strong DPS. So that was a pretty good demonstration. The dog was there. It was good to test it out against one of the technical machines. And then we had a couple of drone makers, which luckily I didn't have to use the pulse on top of them because they're pretty predictable when they pull out their drones. But let's take a quick look at the build. Okay, so if we're looking at trying to deal with solo content, Black Tusk, that's why I would recommend some kind of a pulse. Initially in the comments when I had talked to Logan, I had suggested the EMP sticky, but honestly, it will do more damage. I might have been able to actually kill that dog 2 shots possibly with the EMP sticky, but it won't help me with like the drone makers and stuff like that. And the fact that you get the pulse hitting the area, I think I'm going to go back to the pulse versus the EMP sticky. So the jammer pulse is great. You can already see that it's in skill tier 3. So we have 30% radius, 30% effect duration. So I'm getting a skill tier 3 while my build is still pumping out like a tier 6 DPS. So it's really, really great. The tougher part about getting this build together might be finding the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack. I'm hoping that you already have this backpack. If you don't, I think it drops pretty easily in the regular open world. You don't have to go to DZ or anything like that. You can just go ahead and find backpacks, and you should be able to get it. Countdown, probably one of the best places if you got a team to run with. You're running solo, so maybe not. But yeah, Ninja Bike Messenger backpack might be the hardest part about putting this build together. The reason for that, if it's not this, will be Memento, because you get that red, blue, and yellow on top of the one piece. Especially with the Ninja Bike, the talent, you'll be able to get resourceful, meaning any other piece you have, you'll get a second piece with it because the backpack will act as a second piece. So Providence, always great for DPS. I happen to have one that I could roll skill haste on it. I wanted haste so I could try to get that pulse back sooner. If you try to run a pulse on an all red build, those of you guys that know this already, yeah, you might be waiting a little bit of the time before you can use it again. Not to mention, it's not even that strong because it's a 1 tier pulse on a red build. So this is great because I get some haste and I'm getting headshot damage and critical hit chance from the backpack. So I'm using a Walker Harris. I happen to have that in my stash, so I went with Walker Harris damage and chance. Two-piece Walker Harris. I didn't have anything else to use for the chest that would work, and I was able to get one of the glass cannon. I had to go farm for it because I've been purging my stash, right? So I found a glass cannon Walker Harris that had decent, okay stats, and it had skill damage. I believe when I use skill damage with the Jammer Pulse, it does do some damage. And as you saw with the dog, 2 Jammer Pulses, I barely even shot him. Maybe once I shot him with the Scorpio, but took off like 2/3 of his health. So this is great for trying to just knock the dogs down a little bit. Not to mention it does stun them for a little while, gives you a chance to reload or at least armor up. So skill damage is nice. It's not bad. I would try to roll that somewhere if you can. I'm also getting some skill haste here. because I'm using a Wyvern, this is giving me one of my skill tiers, skill damage, status effects. Pulses, EMPs are status effects, so you'll get 15% for that. And like I said, I get more skill damage from the Wyvern. And last one I have here is the Pakaros holster. I've never actually used the Pakaros holster before, but it's pretty nice. In this case, it's giving me that 15% weapon damage. And because of the backpack, I'm getting the haste and the skill tier from it. So it's kind of an unconventional piece in that regard, and I can see where these newer pieces are coming into play. I know Pakaros Holter's not that new. It's newer compared to things that they've done before. They haven't really done these mixtures since this kind of rollout of these kind of items. So it's cool that we have some armor. So technically I have a 2-piece armor and some armor regen coming to me on this DPS build. And it's really, really great. It's been hitting hard like a 6-tier DPS, especially when you got the tried and true Baker's Dozen. Nice range, strong, easy to use weapon. Scorpio is great for short range if you try to get flanked by people. So I would try to use these two if you're still looking for the right weapon to run with this build. These are always great. It's pretty universal. A lot of people can use these. But then again, you can always swap it out with the guns that match your playstyle more. It'll fit for whatever you want, because this build's pretty standard DPS. It just happens to boost up some of your skills and gives you just a little bit of armor. Not giving you a lot, but just a little bit. I think it balances out that glass cannon. If you were to swap out glass cannon with something like Obliterate, you probably would feel the armor more, the 2 pieces of armor. But even still, it's only 2 on a DPS. You're not going to feel a lot of it. So this is basically the build right here, Logan. I hope that this can help you out, at least give you a good idea of where you can run with it and maybe adjust it to your liking. If you do have any questions, please feel free to comment to me again. If anybody else has any questions, or if you, like Logan, had any questions about a build or something that I might be able to recommend, please let me know. I'm not the only person out there, obviously, who makes builds. This game has been around for a long time. A lot of other great build makers on several other channels. But for me, this is just pure fun for me. I truly believe, and when I make a build, I truly believe that it's based off of your game style. It's not about like you have to wear this for that and you have to wear that for this. Some things are going to be like gotta be. You know, for example, if you're in the Iron Horse, you gotta wear the protective armor to make sure you don't burn to death, right? You gotta do that. But when it comes to DPS, when it comes to taking on certain factions or whatever, there's not one way, in my opinion. That's the beauty of this game. You can really throw whatever combination together based on how you play. And if you don't know how you play, go figure it out. Are you a mid-range? Are you a long range? Do you like sniping? Do you like face tanking? Do you like getting up and close and personal, just drilling dudes with like a SMG or something? Do you like to play more tank? Do you like to play more healer? Like, what do you like to do? Whatever you like to do, identify what that is, and then make the build to fit your play style. There's so much new gear. There's so much cool things that you can do in this game that I recommend not listening to anyone that's telling you have to wear this or you got to do this. As long as, especially if in a raid, you're assigned a task and you can pull it off, doesn't matter what you're wearing. So that's where I'm coming from. That might make a little bit of a difference to you if you want to come and ask me for some build advice, because I would totally love to try and help you figure it out. All right, so that's it for the build. That was some demo. I'm going to just go and play a little bit more and see if I can keep it up and, you know, keep up the momentum and not die. This is definitely a little bit harder of a room to run with this, but we're going to try. And in case I die, I'll just say thanks for joining me. And we won't say shoots until the end of the video. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Especially you, Logan. Thanks for the comment. Okay. Here we go. Let's get into a little bit more gameplay and see what we can do. This is not the easiest room to tackle because they do spread out everywhere. So this will be a good test of the build too. So they do come out of all locations on the top from the back. I just got to be careful, especially with the dogs, but whew, we will see. Adrenaline's pumping just a little bit right now. There we go. Whoa. Okay, he's close. Where's he at? There he is. No need for the jammer pulse yet, which is great. I know that there will be dogs and there will be chungas, so we'll see. This might be a better position. Most of them come through here anyway.
25% complete.
Nope, they're coming out this way now. Grenades. Can't shoot me from back there, buddy. Alright, so I got a... Looks like a tank in the back shooting grenades. I gotta try and get closer because I don't have that much range on this guy. That's where it is. Alright, let's get a little more ads. Let them rush me a little bit more.
50% complete.
50% complete. You know what? Let's go switch it over. Doesn't hurt to switch. It'll be beneficial to me right now anyway, because I gotta try to hit that tank without getting too close. I can't get too close, I'll get shredded, so. Oh, that's a dog, perfect. Okay, let's get this guy first. Not a lot of damage on that one. I was hoping for a little bit more with the EMP sticky. I'll let it refresh and then I'll go ahead and switch back to it. I'll go back to the pulse, I think. I think the pulse will do... Well, maybe let's try the sticky on the dog and see how much damage I can do to the dog. Not bad, not bad. I think I did just about the same amount as the... Same amount as the jammer pulse, and I think it will do multiple hits if I can get closer, so... Alright. Well, you know, I get the sticky back quicker. Let's try the sticky again. Not bad, not bad. Okay, yeah, that's kind of working out. You know, that's kind of working out pretty good.
Isaac can't transfer the data. Might be interference from the structure. Make your way back.
That was just right. That was actually just right. Okay. Okay, I made it through without dying. I was afraid that the rust was going to catch up to me. I will say one more time, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you again, Logan, for your comments. Until next time, everybody, shoots.